Alright, straight ahead Legends Tag Team Competition of the highest order as the Doctors, Dr. D. David Schultz and Dr. Death Steve Williams, joining forces again to face Farouk and Bradshaw of the ever-popular A.P.A. Four unpredictable brawlers. This should be a good one.
This next Legend Division Tag Team match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring at a combined weight of 554 pounds, the team of Dr. D. David Schultz and Dr. Death Steve Williams, the Doctors.
Well, alright, the Doctors are in. Schultz and Williams, the former Legends Tag Team Champions, making their way to ringside, prepared to face Farouk and Bradshaw, the A.P.A., two seasoned veteran tag teams. This is definitely going to be one for the books. I'm expecting a lot of knuckles. I'm expecting a lot of slams. Don't look for a lot of fancy stuff in this one. Not happening.
Yeah, okay, but for fans who can appreciate a good brawl, y'all have totally come to the right place.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 565 pounds, Farouk and Bradshaw, the A.P.A.
In an organization with a wide selection of legit tough guys, you have to put the A.P.A. at the top of your list, along with some of the roughest, toughest teams we've got in the Legends division. Farouk and Bradshaw have been staples around here a long time, and they've survived by whipping on their opponents, and leaving no doubt as to what sort of badasses the A.P.A. really are. Should be a hot confrontation between them and Schultz and Williams.
Well, we've got four men, all of them completely familiar with being tag team champions, and that's certainly going to lead to sparks. Alright, as the teams select their starters, it's going to be Dr. Death Steve Williams and Bradshaw starting us off. In this Legends Division Tag Team match, referee Charles Lucera sounds the bell. They come center ring. Bradshaw catches a couple of kicks from Dr. Death, and look at this, out of nowhere, a military press, slamming Bradshaw to the canvas. Dr. Death locks in a shoulder claw on Bradshaw, slams him down, rebounds off the ropes, fails to connect with the splash. Bradshaw rolling out of the way just in time. A hard right from Bradshaw. A knee to the midsection from Dr. Death. A hard right spins Bradshaw around. Bradshaw countering with an elbow again. They lock up one more time. Up in a front cradle and a beautiful scoop slam from Dr. Death. Measuring the distance here, drives the knee right into the chest of Bradshaw, followed up with a stomp to the face. Dr. Death drives a knee into the side of Bradshaw's head, and here comes Dr. D. David Schultz. Bradshaw absolutely motionless near the opposing team's corner. Dr. D. David Schultz all the way up off the top, drives another knee into the chest of Bradshaw, immediately covers. 1, 2, but only a 2 count. Bradshaw powering out clearly. Schultz catches a shot to the midsection from Bradshaw and into a sleeper hold. Dr. D. David Schultz counters with a jawbreaker, backs off Bradshaw, moves in. Bradshaw locks up, gouges Schultz's eyes. A hard right spins Bradshaw around, an elbow counter again from Bradshaw, who goes behind on Schultz, escorts him to the A.P.A. corner, head first into the turnbuckle. He goes, he counters Bradshaw. Watching as Farouk delivers a cheap shot, offering a bit of an assist, a hard shot to the midsection. Bradshaw with a backbreaker on Schultz, again, covers. 1, and only a 1 this time. Dr. D. David Schultz, still far too fresh. And here comes Farouk. Ron Simmons moves in, locks up, kick to the midsection. Schultz goes off with a series of shots on Farouk. Hard shot to the midsection. Locks up Farouk and a clothesline. A short one, but effective nonetheless. Here comes Dr. Death Steve Williams again. Farouk just getting to his feet as Dr. Death arrives, locks him up. Farouk drives a knee into the midsection, tags him with a series of rights. Gets a hold of the trunk, snap suplex for Dr. Death. Farouk Rounds him up, a hard right. Steve Williams with a short arm clothesline. He measures the distance again. Fails to connect with the driving knee. Farouk getting out of the way. Clothesline takes Dr. Death down. Farouk has him up. Sidewalk slam just about center ring. Farouk back up on his feet. He's beating it out of town. Here comes Bradshaw. The A.P.A. currently firmly in control of the doctors at the present time. Off the middle rope. Elbow right across the chest of Dr. Death. And here comes Farouk again. The A.P.A. working very efficiently as a unit. Dr. Death catches a shot to the midsection from Farouk. Farouk locks him up. Hard whip to the ropes. Here we go. Power slam from Farouk, and beautifully executed too. Here's a quick tag. Here comes Dr. D. David Schultz. Collides with Farouk. Farouk tags him with a right, spins him around, goes behind. Oh, look at this. Back suplex to Dr. D. David Schultz. Farouk taking himself to the outside. Bradshaw being attacked now. Dr. D. David Schultz on the wrong side of town near the A.P.A.'s corner. He's got Farouk up. Delivers a backbreaker. Follows it up with an elbow across the chest of Farouk. Dr. D. David Schultz gathering Farouk up. Rolls him back inside the ring. Bradshaw getting involved here. Catches a kick to the midsection from Schultz and a running kick that takes Bradshaw down to the canvas and away from his tag corner. Dr. D. David Schultz returns to the ring. Farouk takes him down quickly with a clothesline. Schultz counters with a right, locks up Farouk. Farouk counters with a knee to the midsection, locks up. Dr. D. David Schultz whips him to the ropes, ducks under, and another power slam from Farouk. Ron Farouk Simmons follows it up with a clothesline to Dr. D. David Schultz. Schultz laid out near center. Farouk all the way up on the top turnbuckle, waiting for Schultz to get himself up to a standing position. And here we go, flying shoulder. Farouk turning himself into a human missile here. Rounds up Dr. D. David Schultz. Escorts him to the A.P.A.'s corner again. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Dr. D. Here's a tag to Bradshaw. Here comes an A.P.A. double team. Schultz whipped to the ropes and a double shoulder tackle as Bradshaw assumes control for his team. Driving all his weight into the back of Dr. D. David Schultz, rolls him over and goes for a cover. 1, 2, but Dr. Death Steve Williams right there to save the day. Schultz counters with a shot to the midsection, locks up Bradshaw. Sloping overhead right takes Bradshaw down to one knee. Schultz with a hard right takes him down all the way. Dr. D. David Schultz tagging in Steve Williams. Dr. Death moves in on a laid-out Bradshaw. Looks like the doctors might be taking control here. Here's a clothesline from Steve Williams. And tags in Dr. D. David Schultz again as Bradshaw tries to make his way back to his feet, but no good. Slams Dr. D. David Schultz down to the canvas. Bradshaw gathers him up again. Again escorting him to the A.P.A.'s corner, head first into the turnbuckle one more time for Schultz. Schultz counters, catches a cheap shot from Farouk and a double axe handle across the back of the head from Bradshaw. The A.P.A. extremely efficient teamwork. Here's Farouk again on the tag. Here comes another double team. Schultz once more whipped to the ropes, and this time it's a back body drop as Farouk takes the driver's seat. Rounds Schultz up, has him up, one arm spine buster with authority. Here's a cover, but Steve Williams one more time breaking up the party. Farouk stalking Dr. D. David Schultz, kick to the midsection. He's got him up over the shoulder. Here it comes as no one whoa. Dr. D. David Schultz avoiding the Dominator and now raining right hands on the head of Farouk. Farouk back up to his feet, charges, but it's too late. Steve Williams comes in on the tag. Farouk locks him up. Escorting Steve Williams to his team's corner, head first into the turnbuckle goes Dr. Death. Here comes Bradshaw on the tag. Here comes another double team. Hard punch to the ribs for Steve Williams, who counters with a knee to Bradshaw. Bradshaw, up over the shoulders, quickly counters a chop block behind the knee, takes Steve Williams down to the canvas. Dr. Death, gathered up by Bradshaw. Bradshaw escorts him to his team's corner. Again, head first into the turnbuckle goes Dr. Death. The A.P.A. absolutely dominant so far in this matchup. Draped over the ropes, there's a double axe handle across the back from Farouk. Farouk follows it up with a stomp to the shoulder of Dr. Death, a stomp to the chest. On Farouk Simmons, countered into a dragon screw by Dr. Death Steve Williams. Steve Williams countered by Bradshaw. Farouk rounds him up, whips him to the corner. Here comes Farouk, clothesline, collapses Dr. Death Steve Williams center ring. Dr. Death rounded up once more. Farouk again escorts him to the corner, again smashes his head into the turnbuckle, again tags Bradshaw, and once again another A.P.A. double team. Another back body drop, this time for Dr. Death. Bradshaw following Dr. Death to the apron. Dr. Death finally standing up, a hard right, takes him down to the floor. Bradshaw going after Schultz as well. Drapes him over the top rope, clubbing overhand right to Dr. D. As Bradshaw tags in Farouk. Dr. Death Steve Williams back in the ring, narrowly missing the clothesline. A double axe handle from Farouk. Steve Williams with Farouk up in the front cradle, up over the shoulder, hung up over the top rope, down he goes. Farouk catches a basement drop kick to the back of the head from Dr. Death. Dr. D. David Schultz is out to lunch. Shoulder claw from Steve Williams on Farouk. Slams him down. Dr. Death rounds up Farouk. Gets a hold of him, side suplex from Dr. Death. Dr. D. David Schultz returns to his tag corner as Steve Williams begins stalking Farouk. Has him up over the shoulder. And where are we going? Power slam with a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, but Farouk. Bradshaw breaking it up and saving the match for his team. Farouk in trouble here as Steve Williams begins to assert himself. Misses with the stomp. Misses with the grapple. Farouk gets a hold of Steve Williams. Takes him back to the A.P.A. corner. Tags in Bradshaw again. More double team action from the A.P.A. Williams whipped to the ropes. A double shoulder for Dr. Death. Bradshaw gathers him up again. Here we go. Looks like Big Bradshaw setting him up for that jackknife powerbomb, and there it is, boom. Bradshaw covers one. Schultz right there to break it up again. Farouk making his way towards Dr. D. David Schultz, perhaps changing his mind about it. Dr. Death on the outside. Bradshaw taking his leave of Dr. Death, opting to return to the ring instead. Farouk on the outside. Dr. D. David Schultz counters Bradshaw. Steve Williams getting himself psyched up to return to the ring. Moves in on, look at that, what a leg sweep from Dr. Death. While Bradshaw was showboating, Bradshaw escapes the knee to the skull just by a second. As Dr. Death up, Dr. Death counters with a knee, evading a possible backbreaker. Taken down is Bradshaw by Dr. Death Steve Williams. Williams countered, shoved away by Bradshaw. Bradshaw moves in, gathers up Dr. Death Steve Williams, and once more escorts him to the A.P.A. corner where a lot of work has been done. Here comes Farouk one more time, and another double team. A double axe handle across the arm of Dr. Death Steve Williams. Farouk rounds him up into a bear hug, a possible submission here. Dr. D. David Schultz coming in, saving his partner, not allowing the submission to happen. Farouk gonna make him pay. Has him up against the ropes. Hard whip to the ropes for Schultz. Bradshaw watching as Farouk catches a counter from Dr. D. David Schultz. Dr. Death Steve Williams on the outside and stunned. Farouk going after Dr. D. David Schultz for his involvement. Hauls him back into the ring the hard way. Well now, Farouk with a clubbing overhand right to Dr. D, not even the legal man in the ring. Hauled across the ring by his ankle, a clothesline from Steve Williams takes Farouk down. Farouk rolls himself back up, misses with the shoulder. Double axe handle from Steve Williams finds the mark, but Farouk rounds him up over the shoulder, turns him over, countered with a DDT by Steve Williams, who delivers a shoulder tackle to Bradshaw and takes him out. Farouk and Bradshaw, now both on the receiving end at the hand of the doctors, a driving knee into the chest of Farouk from Steve Williams. What a match this has been so far. Farouk driven into the barricade. Steve Williams with a double axe handle follows it up with a stomp to the back of Farouk. Drives in, a splash right across the chest of Farouk. A kick to the back from Steve Williams. Dr. Death rounds up Farouk. Farouk counters with a knee. Williams counters with a knee and a kick. Farouk puts on the brakes, nails him with a headbutt. Slams him back into the barricade. Steve Williams losing control of this one right away as Farouk really starts to open up here on Dr. Death. A kick to the leg from Farouk. The referee continues to count. Farouk rounds up Steve Williams. Has to get him back inside the ring, but first a sidewalk slam right on the floor. Farouk rounds up Dr. Death. Steve Williams counters with a knee. Rolls Farouk back inside the ring, and Dr. Death is psyched, but here comes Bradshaw on the tag. And let's see where this goes now. Bradshaw misses with the running kick, gets locked up by Dr. Death. Steve Williams escorted to the doctor's corner, head first into the turnbuckle, counters, catches a cheap shot from Schultz. Williams has him all the way up, and boom, military press slam from Dr. Death, and here comes Dr. D. David Schultz. And this one's gone back and forth quicker than Hollywood romances. A stomp to the face of Bradshaw, a driving knee to the back of the head from Dr. D. David Schultz. Schultz winds up the arm, sets up the other, he winds up the toy, and snap, there it goes, both arms of Bradshaw catching some pain. Schultz tags in Steve Williams again. Bradshaw caught up over the shoulder, and another running power slam from Steve Williams with a cover one. But Farouk right there to make sure it doesn't happen. Steve Williams rounds up Bradshaw, catches an elbow to the midsection. Bradshaw locks him up, has him up, but Dr. Death Steve Williams counters and escapes. Misses with the clothesline. Bradshaw rounds him up again, nails the sidewalk slam that time for sure. Bradshaw immediately rolls him over, goes for the cover again, but there again, Dr. D. David Schultz. Farouk takes him down with a shoulder tackle. Williams and Schultz both on the outside. Farouk going after Dr. D. David Schultz. Bradshaw on the top turnbuckle, dives and nails Steve Williams with a double axe handle. It is now total chaos on the wrong side of town. Dr. D. David Schultz and Bradshaw. Farouk and Dr. Death. It finally looks like we're going to get some order back here. Steve Williams back inside the ring with Bradshaw, the two legal men. A hard right spins Bradshaw around. Bradshaw counters with an elbow. Bradshaw has him up again on backbreaker. The Dr. Death as Dr. D. David Schultz continues to stop a laid out Dr. D. David Schultz. Bradshaw with a beautiful one-arm slam to Dr. Death Steve Williams. Williams in the corner. Farouk working on Dr. D. David Schultz on the outside, returns to his corner. An alley-oop out of the corner for Steve Williams from Bradshaw. Bradshaw has him up, and here we go. Running power slam, a bit of retaliation. 1, 2, 3, and that is finally it. The A.P.A. defeat the Doctors by pinfall.
Here's the time, 12 minutes and 44 seconds. And your winners, Farouk and Bradshaw, the A.P.A.
You know, I knew this was going to be an epic matchup. I just had no idea how epic it was going to turn out to be. The A.P.A. impressing the hell out of me, defeating the Doctors in a brawl that almost went the time limit.
No question about it, this was a king-size win for the A.P.A. Against a team that has remained very hard to beat, and yeah, it took them a nice chunk of time to get the job done. But once again, Farouk and Bradshaw demonstrating why they're still mainstays in the Legends Tag Division. They stayed on point and managed to snag the 3-count fall on Dr. Death. Not an easy thing to do, so too, enthusiastic thumbs up to the APA.
More rage right after this.